Hi there. Good evening, everybody. I want to welcome you all here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I host this channel. So we're here with my favorites, which is a show I do every Wednesday night. And we're here to do an episode that's kind of a special episode. It's taken me a bit of time to put this thing together. Trust me, so it's probably going to be a little bit late, but that's probably because it's taken longer than I thought. But anyways, this is my 25 favorite albums that were released in this year, 2025. So a lot of good stuff this year. I don't think there's a lot of great albums this year. A couple of albums probably qualify for that, but there's nothing. I think it was a really good year for rock music. One of the best years that we've had since I've been re-listening over the last 20 years. I think this is one of the better years. There's a lot of really, really good albums, but there's no really spectacular one like I had a few years ago with the Uriah Heep one or anything like that, but there's still very strong albums here. So I don't own all of these for various reasons. I'll try to acknowledge that when I do the album, so I'm doing them a little bit more individual than as a bulk. Most of the reason is just because either it was money or it was timing or it was a combination of those two things, or I was just stupid and didn't pre-order it like I was supposed to and got stuck without the album. That sometimes happens. It did with one of my albums anyways. Okay, so we're going to get underway because it's going to be fairly lengthy. I'll try to keep it as short, talk a little bit about the album and give it as where it is in my ranking. So the number 25 album, and also at the end of the episode I have 8 honorable mentions. 3 or 4 of these probably would have made this list if I could have purchased them. That was probably the big thing that kept them off the list. Okay, so first one up is this one, which just came, or I just got 2 days ago, but I've been listening to it online for about a week because I knew it should be on this list and I wasn't going to get it before it would have time to get on the list. So I decided to listen to it fairly regularly so I could see if it was deserving, and I think it makes this list as a result of that. So that is this one. Hasn't even been opened yet. Scorpions. This is their Coming Home live album. A total of 2 CDs and a total of 19 tracks on this version of it. There is a deluxe version of it which has a lot more on it, but I decided just to get this one. I'm quite satisfied with that, and as you can see, it set me back some money here. Anyways, this is going to be my number 25. It's a live one, and this is an opportunity to say I had like 3 live ones on my list this year. I don't know that I've had any live ones before. And this has been a big year for live albums for me. I've gotten a ton of them. A lot of them have been in my playlist, and this one will get in my playlist as well. So this is a pretty solid album. I guess they're calling this the 60th anniversary tour. I did watch, I've been listening to the album. A lot of good stuff on here. A lot of stuff that you would expect them to play. I wish they'd play a little bit more of that Uli John Roth era stuff, but as it is, pretty solid stuff. The last 2 tracks, Blackout and Rock You Like a Hurricane. Well, the Blackout one had a video accompaniment, and it was quite good. There's pretty spectacular. Mind Claus, though, he looks so old. But he can still hold it. His vocals are pretty strong. Like, they're still pretty strong. But he looked like he was stressed being out there. And anyways, Scorpions Coming Home live is my number 25 album from this year. So all the albums we're going to be talking about this year are going to be from 25, so I'm not going to keep mentioning that. I will, with the top 10 albums, I'm going to give you the date they were released. The other ones I'm not going to bother because it could just take forever that way. So the next album up is also one I own. This is Hawkwind's There's No Space for Us. This is actually quite good. Did well initially with me. The music is exceptional. A little bit too political for me. That was a bit of a turn off for me and I couldn't seem to get out of my mind when I was listening to the album, so it kind of bothered me a bit, but I've seemed to have gotten past it now, so I probably should have taken it out of the playlist and played it later, and then it would have been, I think it would have done better. But still, pretty solid album. Hawkwinds, There Is No Space for Us. This is their most recent album, and you know, he'll have another one next year. He always does. I think he's had one every year since I started the channel. Next up is the number 23 spot. This is an album I don't own. This is Aerostation Rethink. This solid album. Probably, I actually considered, I looked for it, but it was too pricey, and it was in an area that was difficult to order from. I didn't want to go into that, so I just decided not to bother with it until such a time as the price came down, and then I would try to grab it. So it's probably on my list for next year of albums I'd like to have. So Aerostation Rethink, number 23. Number 22 is the recently released Spock's Beard, the Archaeoptimist. Very Kansas-like, I found, but the instrumentation is off the charts here. I think this is one of the stronger instrumental albums on the list today. And when I say instrumental, I mean the instrumentation of it. I'm not talking, the album is not an instrumental. There are vocals on it, quite good actually. There is a couple of tracks that are outstanding. One of them, there is that really gentle giant feel to this particular track, and that's probably the reason why it made this charts today for me. So Spock's Beard, the Archaeoptimist, is the number 22 album. Number 21, we're moving up again. This one I actually own. Got this very early in the year. I think it was the first album I bought that was released in 2025. This is Tokyo Blade. Time is the Fire. The album cover's great. I love it. The music is really strong. It's a hard rock metal album. More metal than hard rock, I think. Some good stuff on here. It did initially very well with me, faded a little bit. That's kind of what happens with metal and hard rock with me. It usually has strong start, stays that way for a bit, and then drops off quite a bit. But still deserving to be on this list. I got this early on in the year. It was on my playlist for some time. Most of the songs are pretty strong. It's definitely kind of a new wave of heavy metal sound to it, in my opinion, and so that's part of the reason why I liked it so much. So number 21, Tokyo Blade's Time is the Fire. Sorry, I always think it's Time is the Time. I don't know why I want to think that. Next up is an album I don't own, but it's definitely on a list to get, which is one of the two Echoland albums that came out this year, Time Silent Radio number 7. Sorry, this is the one with the shorter songs on it. I thought this is really good. I do like it quite a bit. It probably would have done better had I gotten it when I had the chance to get it, but I didn't because I wanted to get them together, and I had it in my mind I should get them together. If I'd gotten them individually, maybe they would have done better, but I didn't. So anyways, Time Silent Radio number 7 from Echoland is number 20. Number 19 is People Food, the Organic Tree. This one's different type of sound to it. I do like it quite a bit. I had considered buying it, but I think my recollection is that it wasn't from the States or from Canada, so I decided to put it off for now, and then of course I forgot about it, and now it's at the end of the year. But it's definitely an album I would go back to get for sure. So that's my number 19. Number 18 is Dominic Sanderson's Blazing Revelations. This is a really good album. Another album I'm almost certain if I had gotten it, it would be much higher in the list than it is. Because I didn't get it when I had a chance to get it, I actually put in to get it and then changed my mind because I had a couple of things that I needed to get instead, so I put it off and I didn't get it yet. But very strong album. I'm almost sure it would be a top 10 album if I had bought it. So Blazing Revelations is the name of the album from Dominic Sanderson. Number 17 is the other Echoland album, Time Silent Radio 2. This only has the 2 tracks, pretty long tracks, but I thought this particular album was a little bit better than the one with the 7 tracks. Again, would have done better if I'd gotten both of them. Should have got them individually instead of trying to get them as a group. So, anyways, number 17. Number 16 is one that I own. This is a very solid album. My first experience with this band, although they've been around for a very long time. This is Pentagram. I like this album cover quite a bit. I think it's all the kind of psychedelic colors to it, and then you got this naked green woman, probably from Star Trek. But like, it's just the way they've kind of done it up. It looks really good. The songs are strong here and kind of memorable too. You know, lyrics are a little bit strange, but and the guy's voice isn't really my cup of tea, but it's not bad. I got used to it. But the music, very doom metal-ish. This is definitely a doom metal album. And I've been getting more into doom metal over the last year than I have been previously to that. This is Lightning in the Bottle by Pentagram. So this is going to come here at number 16. Sorry, I lost track for a minute. Next up is number 15, another metal band called Sheev, 8 Alchemist. I saw a video on this on Sea of Tranquility, and then I started listening to this album. I've listened to it maybe 4 or 5 times, but I haven't gotten around to buying it, but I still think it's a great album. And I think it's good enough here to make it my top 15, so I put it there. Sheev's 8 Alchemist. Next up is one that I just got recently. I ordered it. I actually decided at this point in the time when I started getting down towards the end of the year, I said, you know what, I keep skipping on these albums and saying I'll get them later, so I'm going to stop doing that. So when I decided I wanted to get one, I just went and started ordering it, even though it's a little bit pricey for me. This one wasn't too bad though. This is Syrinx. You can see it there. Syrinx, Time Out of Place, a Canadian band from Vancouver. It came with a nice little poster. You can't, maybe you can see it's just that little one up in the corner over there, which was good. The music is very Rush-like. I would say like Rush 2112-like type era. A lot of metal bands tend to go right for that era. This one is really good. The guy's vocals, though, there's 2 guys doing vocals here. One of them has a definite metal sound. The other guy has a very Geddy Lee-like voice, which is, you know, I hear a lot of Geddy Lee in his voice. It's really quite good. And the music, of course, is very Rush 2112-like as well. So, yeah, really good band. I like the cover quite a bit, too. So they're going to be my number 14. Probably would be higher. Probably could be a little bit higher up but I've only been listening to it for maybe a month or 2, somewhere in there. It's been on my playlist for about a month or 2. Great album though. Syrinx, Time Out of Place. Next up is another album that came out that I also bought, and I bought this one automatically. It was just an automatic. Jethro Tull's Curious Ruminant. Did initially very well. I like it better than its predecessor, but maybe not as much as the one that was out before that, the Zealot Gene. So the Zealot Gene I liked more. This one I liked more than the last one, Rock Flout. So this is good. Lots of pretty decent stuff on here. I wish he would stop putting himself on the cover. Just not a big selling thing. It's not really that good. But the album itself is pretty strong. I guess maybe his vocals are weaker on here than they were on the previous 2, in my opinion. But still, they're basically narrative talking type vocals now. He can't really do anything else, so they've written the music to try and to cover that. And he did a decent job. It's a decent album. I don't think it's going to win any awards or anything, but it's still pretty strong. It's not going to win those metal awards that they took away from Metallica that one time anyways. So that's Jethro Tull's Curious Ruminant, number 13. Number 12 is an album that I went and I looked for. I thought they would have it. I figured if I just wait long enough, they'll get it at the record store, and they didn't. I probably should have ordered it the first day I got it. I thought this was really good. A nice comeback album, even though they've had one prior to this. This is the Vapors Wasp in a Jar. So this is their fourth album. They had another one a couple of years ago, and then they didn't have any since the Turning Japanese album way back in the early 80s. But this is as strong, or maybe stronger, than any of their other previous albums, and I wanted to get it. If I had gotten it, you can almost be certain it would be a top 10. So this is Wasp in the Jar, the Vapors, number 12. Number 11, same kind of problem here, Lars Fredrik Frosley, Gammelmeister. I thought this was a great album. I did what I was doing up until a certain point this year, where I would just put it off. I'll get it when it comes down, or when I see it at the record store, and I just never seen it, and it never came down, so I didn't get it. But definitely would have been a top 5 album, I'm pretty sure, had I had gotten it. I have listened to it maybe a half dozen times. Sometimes I'll put it on late at night when I'm reading. That's when I've been doing a lot of these listening for these newer albums, is later at night. So this is number 11, Lars Fredrik Frosley, Gammelmeister. So number 10 is this album, Eden Song, Road to Dust. Did initially very well with me, kind of faded a bit quicker than I thought it was going to, but still a pretty strong album. This was released on May the 9th, so it was on my playlist for, it was maybe 3.5 months, which is pretty good for a new band. I like the artwork on here, very kind of Lord of the Ring-ish. The picture inside, they're kind of Lord of the Ring-ish too. They look like the hobbits, right? But the album itself is good. Very kind of, well, it's definitely progressive in nature. It's got that kind of, I don't know what you want to call it, multi-instrumental feel to it. A little bit Gentle Giant feel. It doesn't feel like Gentle Giant itself, but the style is, the way in which they use their instruments is very similar. So I did like this. It came out, like I said, on May the 9th. Next up is my number 9 album. This is a live one, my second live one here. This one, I think I actually liked the DVD more than just the CD. CD is very good, but the DVD is great. Watching them perform live, thought was fantastic. And that's largely why this album did so well with me. Live Magic at the Trading Boundaries by Steve Hackett. So there's 19 tracks on the album, and then you have the DVD that comes with it. But I don't think it's in here, actually. Am I wrong? Yeah, I think there's a separate DVD that comes with it that is out in the front room, which I watch that fairly regularly. That tends to be how I like to listen to this one. So Steve Hackett, Live at the Trading Boundaries, released January the 16th. This one was on my playlist for 2 or 3 months as well. Probably would have been on my playlist more had I listened to the DB a little bit more back then as well. Next up is currently on my playlist. Hasn't done as well as I really had high expectations for this album. I thought it was going to be close to my number 1. There's a couple reasons why it didn't make it. This is Styx's Circling from Above. This was released on July the 18th. Part of the reason is I got it. I waited too long to get it, so I eventually did get it, but much later than I wanted. That's one of the reasons. The other reason, too, it's only been in my playlist for a couple of months. The third reason is that I was a little bit disappointed. The music is great, but I got it in my head that I didn't like. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank here, so I'm just going to undo it. It's a nice booklet, a nice cover. I like this better. I like the little, I'm a bird guy, so it makes more sense. Yeah, Will Ivankovich. He's a great musician, writes great stuff, but he doesn't sound like somebody that belongs in Styx. His voice isn't really a Styx voice. That kind of bothers me. I don't know, maybe I'm alone on this, maybe I'm putting too much into it, but he doesn't sound like, he doesn't have that range of vocals that I've become used to with Styx, and I think that hurt this album a bit. It's still doing well in my playlist, just I don't think it's doing as well as it probably should. but it's coming here at number 8. July 18th was its release date. Styx is Circling from Above. Next up is a band who I like this album a lot initially. It's a metal album, so it kind of faded a bit. There's a couple things about this I really like. We're talking about Teaser Suite. This is Night Stalker. Paid quite a bit for this album, but decided I wanted to go all in because I liked it so much. Discovered this off of Brendan Snyder's channel. He reviewed it one time, and I liked it so much I went out and bought it. I liked what I heard about it, so I listened to it and bought it. This was released on April the 24th. As you can see, there's a picture of the band here. There's a brother-sister combo going on here. The girl, this is one of the two things I like. So this is very Iron Maiden-ish sounding. But the girl has a kind of, kind of reminds me of Pat Benatar. Her vocal sound, she's much harsher, I think, because she's singing metal, and so it's more of a metal voice, but definitely has a Pat Benatar sound to her voice, in my opinion. And so I do like this album quite a bit. It's been in my playlist now for over 3 months. It's about halfway up my list too. It's done quite well. It hasn't made the top 5. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. It's a metal album. It's their first one with me. Really good though. Teaser Suite, Night Stalker. Coming here at number 7. Number 6, another album. Should have bought right away. Didn't, so now I'm waiting on it. This is Solstice Clan, released on April the 4th. I looked online to get it. I think at that time they didn't have a CD version, so I waited, and then I just never got back to it. But it's just such a good album. This is a band that I've grown to like quite a bit. From those new wave of progressive rock bands, second wave that came out in the 1980s. These were one of those bands. They're one of my favorite of those bands, and this album is great. So it came here at number 6. Probably had I got it, would have battled it out for the top spot, I think. Next up is David Gilmour's The Luck and the Strange Concerts. This was released October the 17th. This is a live album. Couple of CDs here, both really good. So there's a lot of Floyd on here. There's a lot of his own stuff on here. There are a few Floyd songs that you normally get that you want him to sing, like Comfortably Numb and Time. But there's some stuff on here that they don't normally, it's not normally played in concert, which I think was good that he chose them. I'm just looking for them here. One of them was from Fat Old Mr. Sun. There it is. Great tune. Love that tune. There's one other one, and I'm looking for it, and I don't see it. Anyways, there was another one that was released off of Atom Heart Mother, which I really like a lot. And just a really good, solid, Floydish sounding album. He does really lays into his guitar, which is the thing I like the most. He has a great combo of being one of the greatest guitar players that make the sounds he makes, and still having one of the greatest vocal sounds to his voice of anybody I've ever listened to. Getting a bit dry there. So this is my number 5, The Luck and the Strange Concerts, released in October of 17. Probably would have done better had it had more time, but it's still only in its infancy with me. The next album is an album from Canada called from a band called Red Sand. This is The Sound of Silence. This is a great album. I tried purchasing at one time, had a problem with my card. I think there was a problem with the one. I think I was punching in a wrong number. I just couldn't get it, so I decided to go back, and I didn't go back. Now I wished I'd gone back. So this is Red Sands, number 4, The Sound of Silence. September the 7th was released. Number 3 is this one. I got it that first day I heard about it. I went out and I bought it. This is Alice Cooper's band's Revenge of Alice Cooper, their first album in 52 years. Came out July 25th. I really like this album. It's got I got a kind of a love-hate relationship with this album. So at times I absolutely adore everything on it. Other times I feel kind of like it's kind of a bit much in some areas. and then I go back to loving it, and then it's a little bit much. So it's kind of same thing I kind of had with the some of his other stuff. Welcome to My Nightmare. I had the same issue when I was listening to it. One day I'd love it, the next day these lyrics are silly, and then go back and love it again. But this one is done very well with me. Been in my playlist for 4 or 5 months now. It did well on my ranking last week too. It was in there as well. Revenge of Alice Cooper. This is going to be my number 3 album for this year, released July 25th. So the last 2 I do not own. One of them, I'm not sure why. I've been listening to it at night while I've been playing my I've been reading for the last week or so because I like it so much. I'm definitely going to get it. It's from Brass Camel. The album is called Camel, released on April the 16th. Great album, fantastic. The other one I didn't put in time for pre-ordering. I should have pre-ordered it, but I was short of money and I didn't want to go into debt for it, so I said I'll just get it when it after the pre-ordering. I'll just go out and order it in, and I just never got it because I couldn't find it, or it was too much, or whatever the reason was. But it should have been in my collection long ago. And most people will know that this is one of my favorite new bands. This is IQ. Their album Dominion was released on March the 28th, and here it is almost 7 or 8 months later, maybe more like 8 months later, and I still haven't gotten it. But I did notice that somebody had it for sale today, and I will probably order it after I'm done this. Well, I was looking up some information on it tonight. So, released March the 28th, IQ from Dominion is my number 1 album for this year. Absolutely great album, and look forward to when I do get it. So I'm going to give you these all from top to bottom now, just read them off. So number 1, I'm not going to give you the props because it just takes too long. So number 1 is going to be IQ from Dominion from IQ. Number 2, Brass Camel from Camel. The other way around. Camel from Brass Camel. Number 3, Alice Cooper, the Alice Cooper Band and their album Revenge of Alice Cooper. Number 4, Red Sands, The Sound of Silence. Number 5, David Gilmour, The Luck and the Strange Concerts. Number 6, Solstice and the album Clan. Number 7, Teaser Sweet and their album Night Stalker. Number 8, Styx and their album Circling from Above. Number 9, Steve Hackett, Live Magic at the Trading Boundaries. Number 10, Eden Song, Our Road to Dust. Number 11, Lars Fredrik Frostley, Gammelmeister is the album. Then we have number 12, The Vapors and their album Wasp in a Jar. Number 13, Jethro Tull's Curious Ruminant. Number 14, Syrinx, the Vancouver-based band, and their album Time Out of Place. Number 15, Sheev, I think it's pronounced Sheev. Sheev, 8, Alchemist is the album. Number 16 is Pentagram, Lightning in a Bottle. Number 17 is Alkaline and their album Time of Silent Radio 2. Number 18 is Dominic Sanderson, Blazing Revelations. Number 19, People Food from the Organic Tree, and I just can't do anymore. Number 20, Ekelin, Time Silent Radio number 7. Number 21, Tokyo Blade, Time is the Fire. Number 22, Spock's Beard, the Archaeoptimist. Number 23 is Arrow Station, and Rethink is the album. Number 24 is Hawkwind's There Is No Space for Us. And last but not least is the Scorpions, Coming Home Alive. Now I'm just going to give you a few honorable mentions here. So one of them is the Dream Theater album Parasomnia. A lot of people put this right at the top of their list as being as number 1, or at least a top 5. I'm not a huge, for some reason, I'm not a huge progressive metal, which are 2 of my favorite genres, but for some reason I don't get off on them being together. Maybe I'm not sure why that is in my case, but I like this album. It's decent enough, but it's not it's not something that does much for me. So I wanted to give it an honorable mention because I think it deserves it, because I think it's a great album. It's just not one for me. The next one is Ghost Skelet. I do like some aspects of their music. I think it's their stage show is a big draw for them. I think it's a little bit poppy, a little bit of that hair metal sounding at times too, but still a good album. Next one's Babel, Running in the Gutter. This album, if I had gotten it, I had actually, there was 3 or 4 albums, I had them all set up the order, and then it told me how much it was, and I was a little bit short, so I took this one off. If I'd gotten it, I think it would have been on my list for sure. Next is the Tumbleweed Dealer. This is Dark Green, another decent, good album. National Diet, The King in Yellow. This album was a kind of a funny one for me. So there's like 3 or 4 songs on here I really liked, and 2 or 3 that I really didn't like. So it was a little bit extreme in my feelings about it. Next is the Paradise Lost, Ascension, another good one. The One, I just did that a few weeks ago. Lighter Than Air, I think this is a pretty strong album. And the last one was the one I did prior to the one I'm going to do today, this week, which is The Last Plane Out. And this is Cautionary Tales as another honorable mention. So all really decent albums. All 8 of them probably could have made the list if I owned them, but I never got around to them for whatever reason. And that seems to be my big problem this year, is I haven't gotten around to it. I mean, I've got a ton of stuff. You can see the stack up there for this month, but I've been focusing on my series I'm doing for the month and getting the albums for those series that I want to do, that I've been interested in getting, and so that's where my money has gone. And I'm not apologizing for that, because I have enjoyed that. However, probably should have spent a little bit more on some of these newer albums that I wanted. But other than that, that's my list for the week. I hope you've enjoyed it. You you can leave your own list for the year, or you can comment on any of the albums on the list, or any of the bands, or anything you want in the comment section. So have yourself a good evening, and goodbye here from the Prog Monster.